Hi students, in this video we will talk about histograms. For the histograms, we will represent some continuous data. Okay, and then we will have this frequency distribution table, and we want to represent these data. First of all, we will have 6 groups or the data, and these groups we call it class interval. And also, this class interval, for example, the first one, it is 31 kg to 35 kg. And remember, you have to write down the unit kg for the class interval. And for another example, the class interval of the second group is 36 kg to 40 kg. We can look at the class interval in this way: 36 kg to 40 kg. And we have class limits. The class limits are the end values of each class intervals. So for this, the lower class limit is 36 kg and the upper class limit is 40 kg. So you can look at this. And also we will learn a term called class mark. Class mark is the middle value of each class interval. So it will be this. 38 is the class mark, 38 kg. And then the two boundaries, we would use this. The upper class boundary, we would find 40 plus 41 over 2, we will get the 40.5 kg. So what is 40 and 41? 40 is the upper class limit of this class interval. 41 is the lower class limit of the next interval. We found the average of this, that is 40.5 kg. And then each class interval will have two class boundary. One is the lower one will be 35.5 kg. And from the upper class boundary to the lower class boundary, so we will find a class width. Class width is the difference between the upper and lower class boundaries. In this case, the class width is 5 kg. So let's consider this interval. This class interval, the lower class limit is 51 kg and the upper class limit is 55 kg. And the class mark is middle of it, it will be 53 kg. And we will find the lower class boundary. Lower class boundary is 50.5 kg and no upper class boundary is 55.5 kg. And lastly, the class width is the upper class boundary minus the lower class boundary. It is 5 kg. Remember, all the numbers here, you should write down the unit. What if there is a new datum, it's 54.8 kg? Where does it belong? It belongs to 51 kg to 55 kg. How about another one? The datum is 50.5 kg, so it is also belong to the same class interval. So the new datum 50.5 kg is also belong to the class interval 51 kg to 55 kg. But if it is 55.5 kg, it will belong to the next class interval. That means 56 kg to 60 kg. Maybe we can complete this table. If the frequency, if the class boundary of the weight 31 kg to 35 kg, we have to find the 30.5 kg and 35.5 kg in this case. So 30.5 to 35.5. And the class mark, it will be the mid value of the class interval, so it is 33. So we found this, 33. And then the next one, we also can find it by the same way. So it will be 35.5 to 40.5. And the class mark, you can simply add 5 to the last value. That means 33 plus 5 is 38 for the class mark. Okay, then you can complete the whole table. So let's see this question. The class interval of the height is 121 to 130, and the next one which is 131 to 140. So the class boundary, you should add 0.5 cm to the class limits. So you will get 120.5 to 130.5. And the class mark, so you find the mid value, so you add 121 to 130 over 2, you get 125.5. So you can complete this table. And then let's look at some other questions. Write down the class limits of the first class interval. For the first class interval, you can look at the value. It will be 121 to 130. For the class limits, the lower class limit is 121 and the upper class limit is 130. How about class interval? Does the data 160.5 cm belong to? Because it's 160.5 cm, after rounding off, it should get to the last interval. That means the interval of 161 cm to 170 cm. How about constructing a histogram? How to construct it? We will use the frequency distribution table, okay, and then we use the histogram to present the data. So a histogram should be look like this. So we can construct it by using the frequency distribution table, and this will be a set of continuous data. Okay, so how to construct it? Look at this. We try to add two columns. We call it the class boundary and the class mark of the class intervals. So we have the class boundary and the class marks. So we can use these, okay, to draw the histogram. First of all, we will use the class mark on the horizontal axis, and the frequency we will put it on the y-axis. And then we draw rectangular bars, so with the height of the frequency to them. So the class mark, okay, is the middle of the bar, and you should know that there will be no gap between any rectangular bars. So give a title to this. So the width of each rectangular bar should be equal, okay, and it should be equal to the class width of the class interval. So you can see this. The first one is a bar chart, and the second one it is histogram. Histogram do not have any space between the bars. Okay, look at one more final question. Construct a frequency distribution table with the class interval, class boundary, and class marks, and draw a histogram. So first of all, we will draw this table, including the class boundary, class mark, and the frequency. By using this table, we can draw a histogram like this. Remember, you should have the y-axis, that means the vertical axis for frequency, x-axis for the class mark, and then you give a title for this histogram. So we can also find some information useful from the data. Okay, look at this. For example, the second class interval, okay, we can find out that, okay, find the class boundary for this. Using the class mark, we can find it out. So the lower class boundary for this, you know that it should be, you can add these two numbers, 33 to 38 over 2. Then you can find the lower class boundary. And the upper class boundary, you add 38 to 43 over 2, you get the upper class boundary. And we want to know number of students with weight 40.5 kg or more. We can look at this point. And then all the frequency, all the data here are the students with weight 40.5 kg or more. So you can get this. By adding them up, it should be 27. So look at this question. Find the class boundaries of the third class interval and find the number of customers who spent 10.5 minutes or more in the fast food shop. So for the first part, if we want to find out the class boundaries, so we can find the lower class boundary by adding the two class marks and then over 2. So we get 10.5 at 10.5 minutes. And the upper class boundary, add this class mark and the next class mark and then over 2, you get this, the upper class boundary. And part B, So we know that 10.5 or above, we just need to look at the last 4 rectangular bars. So we can add them up, we get the answer 20. So that's the end of the video. Try your best on the quiz. See you next time.